So we're moving on to modeling with quadratic equations. This top one wants us to, if we know a point in the vertex, we can use the vertex form. So remember that's y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, where hk is the vertex, and then I'll have to solve for a. So if I take a look at number 1, it tells me that this is showing a graph of someone who's being shot out of a cannon. And y is the height in feet, and x is the horizontal distance, also in feet. And then we gotta write the equation of this parabola to model his path. It tells us he lands 90 feet away from the net, or from the cannon. And it wants us to find the height of the net. So what I need to do here is I need to find my equation. What I want to do is I know this is my vertex, so this is going to be my HK, and then the 0, 15 is just a random point on this equation, so that's going to be my XY. I wanted the formula up here. So I am going to plug those 4 into my equation. I have 15 instead of y. I don't know a. X is 0. H is 50. And then k is 35. Okay, then what I want to do is I want to solve for a. So what do you want me to do first here to solve? Distribute what? Huh? I can't distribute the a because of the squared right here. But I can do the stuff inside the parentheses. So 0 minus 50 is negative 50. Okay, what else can I do? Square it. What is negative 50 squared? 2,500. Okay, and then I always write letters after numbers, so I just move the a to the end of that. Then what do I want to do? Okay, so I'm going to subtract 35 on both sides. I get negative 20 on the left. Okay. Am I done yet? What do I got? I'm going to divide by 2,500. Okay. So what do I get when I divide? What? How many zeros?
2, 3.
3? And I didn't write all 3.
The 4 zeros off the decimal.
How many after the decimal?
2.
Okay. So now that I know what my a is, I'm going to go back and plug into my equation. So I'm going to have y equals, instead of writing a, I'm going to write negative 0.008. And then in parentheses, x minus h and k get plugged back in. So 50. And then plus 35. I did not give myself enough room. No, x and y don't get plugged back in. I can rewrite this a little bit lower since I did not do a good job of that. questions on the equation? That's the answer for the equation. It also wants me to figure out how high the net is when he lands in the net 90 feet away. So what I'm going to do for the next part is I'm going to plug in 90 for x. And this 90 is coming from my problem. It depends on what it tells me. So it tells me he landed away horizontally, so that's why I plugged it in for x. If it had told me how high the net was, then I would have plugged it in for y. Okay. So I can type this straight into the calculator, which I see one person has grabbed today. Feel free to come and grab calculators. Thank you. Okay, so when I type this in, what do I get? $22.2. This was a real world problem, so I want to say B. Questions on number 1?
So we got 90 feet by term, so x is 90.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so can I move on to the next one? Okay, the other form we're given is called intercept form, which is this one. We've seen it before. It's the y equals a times x minus p times x minus q. This one, we know our x-intercepts. So we've also seen the phrase x-intercepts before. We've seen it called zeros. So on this one, I have a point, xy, and then my p is going to be the 4, my q is going to be the 24, because it's where it's crossing the x-axis. I just care about the x value. So I am going to go plug those in. So I have 9.6 equals a. My x value is 0. Minus is part of the equation. 4 is my p. It has x again, so I do 0. Minus for part of the equation, and then 24. So then what I want to do is that I want to solve inside the parentheses. 0 minus 4 is what? Negative 4. 0 minus 24 is negative 24. Then what do I want to do with this? Multiply what? I'm going to multiply -4 and -24. $96. Okay. So then, what do I want to do?
Divide 9.6 by 96.
Yep. Huh? 0.1. Okay. So when I plug back in, I'm going to plug back in P, Q, and A. Okay. So I get y equals 0.1 x minus my P was 4, and then my Q was 24. Okay. Then this one also wanted me to say what the coldest temperature is. I can graph it and find the minimum, but they already graphed it for me, so I can look at this graph and see the minimum. What is the minimum value? -10 degrees Celsius. Because the problem told us it was in Celsius. Okay, questions here.